I'm Tracy Rigdon, and this is the Contrast Project Lounge podcast. Often random, always relevant, always real, and practically nothing is off limits. Are you ready for this? Let's do it. Welcome back to another edition of Wednesday Night Live of the Contrast Project Lounge podcast. Joining me, as always, my co-host, Mr. Charles Gaskins. Charles, how you doing, buddy?
No, I'm kidding. I'm fine.
Of course you are. Of course you are. And by the way, we are not safe for work. I think you just found that out. Yeah. Now, tonight we're going to be talking about art in public spaces, and joining us tonight is someone who's very close to that, the founder, owner, artist of HeartSpace Art, and she was involved in some of the artwork that recently was deemed distracting or not standard or not safe by the Florida DOT. The rainbow crosswalks we're talking about. Yeah, Charles has got the sentiment there. They said the crosswalks were unsafe, distracting, they weren't standard. And not only the one in 5 Points, but they also painted over the one in front of the Pulse nightclub, which is a living memorial.
Yeah.
But here's and plus I think that they didn't see this one coming, but Florida DOT went out there and painted over those paw prints leading up to the stadium too.
Yeah, the Jaguars paw prints. Yeah.
I thought that was a good kiss my ass moment. Yeah. But joining us tonight, Danielle Cleary. Danielle, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm thrilled to talk about this.
Well, tell us a little bit about the crosswalks and your involvement with them.
Yeah, so from my research, all of the crosswalks that have been painted in Jacksonville, beyond the paw prints, I don't know much about the paw prints, but the actual crosswalks have all been privately funded by different organizations throughout the city. So, for instance, they're nonprofits or like donors that just want to see art or like colorful spaces in public spaces, right? And when, in my experience with the crosswalks that we painted, there were 3 of them that were covered and removed in Jacksonville that were ours. They were all, it was an extensive process. It was very extensive. It took months and months and months, permits, approvals, not just approvals with the city, but also with the Florida Department of Transportation approved it. Also, the mayor personally approved it. We had a permit from the city, and it was all private funded. So I think that's really something that I want to get out there, is that these public spaces of art were supported by our local resources. And they were not funded by your taxpayer dollars, right? And you know what was funded by our taxpayer dollars to cover them up?
Bullshit. Sorry.
So,
paint. Paint. We bought a bunch of black paint.
That was poorly done, by the way.
Yeah.
But there, I mean, to talk about the negative, I could talk about it all day, right? But I really want to highlight the positive. Like, Jacksonville is loud and proud, and there are things in the works, like things I wasn't expecting. And there's so many rainbows coming. So, yes.
Well, that's a good thing. So, I know that I did see that there was an organization that was a nonprofit that had put together, a funding to combat this thing. Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We won't be erased. And I do want to highlight, like, as much as I think people associate like what we did with LGBTQ community, LGBTQ plus community, which I think is like yes, like, and that's why, and anyone who knows me personally knows that this affects my family like deeply. Um, not to share like too much, but I have family members that I love very deeply that are in that community, and that's partially why we were chosen for this project. But as well as this this attack from the um, what do I say, political space is
Mm-hmm. That's what it was.
beyond that. No, but it's beyond that though. Like it was an
Yeah.
attack on creativity. It was an attack on like the voice of the artist. And not only that, like, so I don't know if you guys know, okay, of the 9 crosswalks, 4 of them were done by David Nakashi and orchestrated and designed by children of a school. Okay. And these it was like the crosswalks, it was 4 of them that went to the school. It was like a poverty, like lower income area, predominantly brown and black children. And on the west or east side of downtown, and they not only painted it together, but they designed it together. And
Right.
now they have to look at black crosswalks. Like, you are crushing children's dreams. Like, what are we spending our money on? Right? Like,
Right.
so
Right.
now, like, something that was so prideful to this, brown and black underserved community, like, what are we saying to these children? Who is our
Right.
future? Right? Like, it it makes my blood boil. It's like, it just makes me like, beyond there's so many like layers to it,
Right.
like it's not
Right.
just my crosswalk. I know mine have been highlighted or ours have been highlighted, but it's not just ours. This affects so many people in
Mm-hmm.
Jacksonville in a
Yeah.
Right.
negative way. It is
Uh,
wrong on so many levels, and we will fight back. We will,
Yeah.
and we are. We
Yeah.
will. We will.
I did see a story about David when he talked about, he had talked
Yeah.
about working with the children, you know,
Yes.
and I actually saw some pictures of the kids out there, and everything.
Yes. Painting it.
Yeah, painting it. Yeah, yeah.
So that.
And now the state of Florida, FDOT and Ron DeSantis's minion, are spending God knows how much tax dollars on not just the paint, but you're talking 3 or 4 workers on site doing it at a time. It's never just one guy in a truck. I mean, it's 3 or 4 people. You're paying their salaries. And the one they did in Jacksonville was done at night, the cover of darkness.
Yeah.
Well, and that was sneaky, but I will say that it was probably smart for the workers to do it at night so they didn't, they weren't confronted. You know what I mean? If they did it during the day and everybody's
I'm
out there
getting
at
Who's
ready
Five
to
working
Points,
twin desktop?
yeah. But I mean, you're talking about so many layers to that as well. Not only, like I said, the workers, the paint, uh, working at night, so they're on night differential. I mean, so you're paying them more money to be there to put black paint on the wall, on the floor, on the ground. It's just, excuse me. To me, it just seems like a waste of taxpayer dollars. When you said at the beginning that the rainbow colors were put down there with donated money, it was funded privately.
Yes. People that actually live here and actually wanted it, right? Like, so
Right.
irks me to my core. And something to talk about what you spoke about was, yeah, they did it at night. You know why? Because I mean, I got a little bit of insight
Because
on.
they're
Yes,
babies. That's why.
they didn't want protests. They thought that if it happened during the day, that there would be people like laying on the ground, like protesting and being against
Sure.
it.
Yeah.
So in the
Sure.
middle of the night, You know what? The worst things happen in the middle of the night. I'm not gonna lie. Like some of the best things happen in the middle of the night. Like depending on your, depending on your, ideology. But like some of the worst things happen in the middle of the night when it comes to politics, right? And then not only that, let's speak on the fact you touched on something else there. Um, oh gosh, it slipped my mind now. Oh, okay, it'll come back. But there was something else there. You said middle of the night, and then you said something else, and I was like, yes, I can speak on that. But
Well, the confrontation part. I mean, just like you said, the protesting, of course.
right,
If they had done
right.
it, prime time or daytime or whatever you want to call it, there would have been protesters. I'm sure. I'm certain of it because people were very aware of all this stuff going on for the most part until they secretly did it at night.
Okay, I remember now. So originally, the deadline was only like they gave them to like September 9th, but then they moved it. That's what happened. So Ron DeSantis said, no, we're not. And I think that was part of their like they were like, kind of corresponding, like, okay, well, now it has to happen by this time, or you're going to lose the funding, like the state funding for hurricane. Like, okay, let's be real.
Right.
Like, so, like, okay, so our city was going to lose state funding for hurricane relief if we did not remove these crosswalks in time. That's what it was that I forgot that I was going to say, and it came back to me. And so it was originally like September 9th or 10th, and then it got moved or something, and then it was like super rushed and it had to be in the middle of the night. But it didn't really have to be in the middle of the night. It was more so like, oh, now it has to be because of this X, Y, and Z. It was like,
Yeah.
it's all part of the agenda, you know?
Well, that's
Makes me
right out of
makes
that's right out of Trump's fucking playbook. I mean, he threatened hurricane relief, you know, uh, you know, sanctions on several states. He pulled money, on several states, and he pulled money on California during the fires. And I mean, that's part of his
Yeah.
goddamn playbook. He, threats. He just threatens people. And DeSantis, he's like a mini me of Trump anyway, if not worse.
I'd say DeSantis is actually smarter than Trump because Trump is,
Well, yeah,
uh,
yeah, he is. He
let's
is.
say, not so clever. DeSantis actually is a learned person, and that makes him more dangerous.
agree. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I feel like I would agree with you. Like, I think that DeSantis, he has a motive, right? Like he's never been president. He has something to drive for, and he has um incentive to go further, right? Like to integrate further and to prove himself to Trump supporters. So
Right?
there,
Yeah.
right. So there's that mixture of like, it's a mixure of something to be fearful, like not fearful, but to watch. Like we need to keep our eye on that.
Oh yeah. Oh
He
oh
lives in fuck up time.
oh yeah. I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said,
Tarantulas and cowboys on my shirt that I'm wearing
I
right
mean,
now.
I mean,
Just
I
saying.
mean, DeSantis, he really does. He really does, fall in lockstep with, the shit that comes out of the Trump administration. He really does. And,
The
and that
MAGA people, yeah.
I mean,
and
he's
that's no
following his
secret to us.
footsteps. Embezzlement, like I mean, and it's like when will we as a society in America decide when enough is enough? Like that's what I want to know. That's really what it boils
I
down.
decided that when I was 6 years old, but
Here we are. Here we are.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I know,
And
I know.
I mean I genuinely want to know though, like with everything going on right now, it seems bizarre. Like I mean, it's just like um if we don't know now, when will we? Right? Like,
Right.
um,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's just the writing's on the wall, like it's super big, and for
Literally.
literally, like using resources that could be used for good. We're spending them on taking away beautification of our city. Like,
Right.
where, and when, and I've talked to a lot of people that are very Trump people. Like, I cross all spectrums, okay? Most of people who know me know that I love everyone. And when I say everyone, I mean everyone. That's who I am. And anyone who meets me knows me that way. And I have talked personally with huge MAGA Trump supporters, and they do not understand the covering of the crosswalks. They do not understand why their money has been utilized in this way. And I explained to them, I'm like, this was not a Florida Department of Transportation decision. This was a message. This
Yeah.
was a message to creatives, to your voice, to silence you, to make you small, to make you not big, to make you not stand for shit.
Marginalize you. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a message, literally. And
Yeah.
so, like, I feel like, my job as an artist is to connect with everyone. I am not trying to separate, like, make myself apart from anyone else, because I believe art can make us come together. And
Right.
so
Yeah.
when stuff like this happens, I really want to speak on it, because I want people to understand that we are meant to be one unified voice.
Yeah.
Really, it's true. We all want the same thing. We just aren't aligning on how we're getting to that final destination. And yes,
We all want peace. We all want comfort.
Sure we do. Sure we do.
yes,
Now, Danielle, you were talking about, the positive aspects of art and the healing aspect of it, and it is. Art is
right,
healing arts, and the name of your business is HeartSpace Art. Tell us a
right.
little bit about HeartSpace Art's background, where you came up with that, and why.
Yeah, so my husband and I were an artist group, right? And we paint murals. We specialize in public art, but also like beautifying spaces and elevating spaces to make them feel uplifted and appreciated and loved, and
Hmm.
helping the community feel like gathered, right? So, heart space actually came from a yoga term. So, you think about your heart space, but then you think about your mind space, right? So, they're in correlation and connection, but we always felt like our art came from our heart. And it was just something that kind of like came out of us in that way. And
Yeah.
so heart space came from being able to create from our heart, and not being so much in our mind, like, oh, busy, and being like, okay, what does this client want, or what is this person trying to express, and how can we intentionally give that message out, right? So heart space came from that, and it was we're happily almost celebrating a decade. We have like 2 years away from a decade, so it's like, I mean, we're really excited about that. And we're just happy to be able to spread joy and love and unity, and like the message of like, we don't have to fight. We could just be here together and coexist. And,
Hmm.
and anyone, listen, when you see art, anyone who sees art, it doesn't matter if you're MAGA, super extreme, religious, non-religious, come from a different background, say you're black, brown, like whatever your skin is, whatever, Hispanic, like it does not matter. When you see a piece of art, you connect to it. It's like music, right? So like it's revolutional. right? Like, because anyone who sees art, they see it and they're like, wow, I see this, I see this, I see this. It's like it downloads something in their brain. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
it has to be intentional. It has to be really intentional, just like music, right? So it's very similar to that. And so HeartSpace was born in a way like we could have easily been Cleary Arts or Art Collective or whatever, but like we really wanted it to be like super intentional for us, you know? And so that's why we came up with HeartSpace Art and we specialize in public art, you know, creating art that people of the public can see, digest, and appreciate. And it makes them culturally like, you know, it's part of like Jacksonville's culture, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, totally.
Yeah, and
Totally.
it's not, and
And
like
we're
you were
aware of
saying,
that.
yeah, and like you were, and you know, as everybody knows that knows you or in Northeast Florida and knows about your artwork, it's not just about crosswalks. You paint murals of all
No.
kinds, and they're
Oh yeah.
they're quite lovely. Uh, and we had mentioned before you had just recently painted a water tank out here in Clay Hill where I live, right down the street from my house at Clay Hill Elementary. And that's a piece
Yes.
of that's a whimsical piece of art for the children to look at every day because they have to
Yeah.
walk by that when they
So
go to the playground.
yeah, so they contacted us. It was the city of Clay County, city of Clay County contacted us and they said, "Hey, we have this huge water tank. It's in the middle of a school, elementary school. It's peeling. We've painted
Yep.
it every year. It's this eyesore and it keeps peeling." And so Ian and I went on a deep dive and we were like, "Listen, not only do we need to paint this, we need to make sure this tank never appeals again."
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's beyond that for us, right? Like, so we did some research. We got a professional there. We power washed it. We painted with paint that we never painted with before. We did like a ground coat. That thing is gonna last. Like, I mean, I assure it like it's gonna be there for those kids, and you know, it's a piece of pride. You know, public art
Sure.
it's pride. It's so prideful. You know, it's
Yeah.
just like the Jaguar. I compare it to the Jaguars. You know, like yes, they
The
lost.
black rice and all that.
We won't talk about that. But everybody, even though they lose, we still love the Jags, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, right? I think.
Uh, well,
Similar.
I do. Yeah, and we mentioned before too, that I suppose, and you're not involved in that, but that was a different group that painted the paws. I know that I think Jim Draper was involved with the initial starting of that.
Downtown
Uh,
downtown Jacks, I think. Like, you
yeah,
know, like
yeah.
downtown Jacks.
And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden they went down there and painted over all of them. A lot of people were up in arms about that. And I'm thinking to myself, well, what did you think was going to happen? It just going to happen to them and not us?
So yeah, they did think that. I'm actually in the Jacks Chamber. So I'm the small business leader for the Three Rivers Council, and I'm very
Right.
involved with the Jacks Chamber. So that was the downtown chamber that had a lot of involvement with that. And they were specifically told that their paws would not be touched. Literally, were told that. And
I didn't see that one coming.
you know, I mean, they didn't either. I mean, but
Whatever.
that just goes to show, but that just goes to show the vindictive, you know, it goes to show the mindset of this administration. I mean, I'm not
Sure.
trying to be like, right, right.
Well, let me ask you a question without popping off any secrets or anything. You say that you got some stuff in the works. we're going to start seeing some more rainbows around town. Can you expand on that a little?
We're getting robot voice. Or at least I am.
I heard what he said, though. I heard what he said. He wants to know what's in the works.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, okay. Multiple things. So, anyone who's been following us, we are giving away a rainbow mural. It has to be in public spaces. So it has to be your, garage door, front door, side of your house. You have to own the property. So there are conditions to it because, we didn't want people to apply and then be like, oh, I want my child's room, where no one's going to see it. The whole point is that we're spreading rainbow in the community, so there are
Wait,
conditions.
why the fuck are you and your husband should do this to my driveway? I live in Abingdon.
You got
I own land, damn it.
You got to sign.
So
You got.
apply.
You have to. You have to
So-
apply, dude.
Well, yeah, I'll personally send you the link. So the link is on our Instagram and it's on the post, on every post that we've made, which has been like almost every day. So we've been like really posting it a lot. So like we have about 30 applicants. So there is room, and we will be choosing someone on September 30th. We will choose a winner and they will get a
Right around the corner.
$5,000 value. So it's at that $5,000 value where us and the person who wins will collaborate on a design and it will be a rainbow mural, outdoor, exterior that everybody can see. That's one. That's just one. The next one is HeartSpace Art is collaborating with Art Bikes, and we currently, right now, have a bike in our studio that we will be painting rainbow, and it will be debuted hopefully at the next Amplified Avondale event, and that will be the first of 4 rainbow bikes that Ron Ruthenberg is going to be commissioning with his Art Bikes tours, and he plans on doing 4 rainbow bikes.
Cool.
So that's another initiative that we're doing together. And once that first one's done, we plan on taking a picture of our rainbow bike on the crosswalk. And
Oh, shit. Okay, yeah.
yes, promoting it in a way that says, you can't stop us, we will be seen. And it's not just about, like I said, it's not just about rainbows. It's about being able to be who you are.
Right.
That is what it's about. Right. And then the other thing is I've heard through the grapevine, and this is not something I'm involved with, but there's going to be a rainbow phone, like an abandoned phone that's going to be painted rainbow right by the Wendy's in the 5 Points area. And that'll be painted. I think her name is, oh my gosh, I'm going to screw this up. It's like,
That's the old payphone over there, right?
yeah. So she's going to like plaster it. I think her name is, it starts with an M, Miranda or something. I'm sorry, I should have had that written down. But I'm sorry for her today. I didn't have that. But she's a local artist as well, and she's trying to raise funds to have a rainbow phone call. She did the banana phone. I don't know if you've seen the banana phone, but in 5 Points, there's like a banana phone.
Yeah.
Right.
Tom that did that. Oh, sorry. Tommy over and get him. No, that's his fake one.
He did do the original, like the metal, like
Yeah, the aluminum. Yeah.
with the monkey. I always wanted one. I really wanted one. Those are like iconic, but I never got one.
He and I used to, under his real name, we used to DJ together in the early 2000s.
Oh, fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Fun.
I'm awesome.
You are. Oh my god. More.
Yeah, right. Well,
So let's see. So the phone, the bikes, and also, okay, and I don't know any specifics about this, and I won't like spill any beans here, but I will say I do know for a fact that there are big entities in the city, including our city councilman, who I will not name, but they are actively making plans for private properties to be painted in rainbows and in art. And so like I can only imagine what's happened will have a counterpart, right? Like we'll
Yeah.
have a yeah. So it's already happening. Like I'm doing what I can within my realm of possibilities by giving back the way I can, but I know there's other people like they're boots on the ground, so to
yeah.
speak.
I
Yeah,
noticed.
Well, it's an opportunity action to a reaction. That's yeah.
yeah, of
Sure,
course.
sure. Well, there's been people that were, I believe, arrested for re-chalking. They were chalking the rainbow colors back
Yeah, give
over
a
it.
shot. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
actually arrested for doing it.
I heard that there were two priests that were arrested
Yeah, yeah,
in maybe Orlando or St. Pete or Orlando. I don't know
yeah,
which one,
yeah. It
but they,
may have been in
yeah,
Orlando.
and
Yeah,
yeah, and they didn't do anything specifically like violent, or they were just like disrupting public, whatever they want to call it, like any way that I could make this continue to happen, my fascism. I don't know. I don't know how else to put it.
well, I know it's sparked a lot of people, not just professional artists or so forth. A lot of people are just like Charles was saying about painting his driveway. There are people that are painting their driveways. Yeah,
I
and
just think
saying
it's sad.
yeah.
hmm
Go ahead.
I mean, I was just gonna say, I just think it's sad that, we've come to a space where like this is what we're giving our time to, like, and this is, I mean, I'm happy to stand up and be against it, but I feel like there are so many other issues that I would love to be focused on, like, and the fact that like, you know, here we are talking about like, black crosswalks, like they're a problem. When like there was a very prestigious study done by Bloomberg in 2022 that colorful crosswalks actually prevent 50% of pedestrian deaths. So it's like, the fact that they're running on this, oh, it's a distraction. Well, maybe it's a distraction so you can pay attention. You know, maybe it's a distraction
Sorry,
being
sorry.
shown,
Yeah.
like
No,
maybe
I'm on board with what's going on. Sorry.
so that's really my issue is like if you have a problem with it and you have a real like issue, like bring it to us. Bring it to us. But the fact that you're gonna have a false reasoning and to say that it's was never FDO, like Florida Department of Transportation approved, I can tell you personally that is a lie because it was approved by the Florida Department of Transportation because I know because I do all the paperwork for my company and I was in direct contact with my contact of that organization. So wrong, like on all levels, like and a lie. Like so it's false propaganda to make us believe and trust something that's wrong. And it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It is bullshit. Well, Danielle, if you had to lay out a blueprint, what are some of the things And we've talked about most of it already, but what are some of the things that people in the neighborhood can do now to, stand up against this kind of crap?
So I think on a very small level, like if say if you own a property that you can paint, please apply for our free mural. It's a $5,000 value, and we're gonna draw a name, and it could be yours, to get a rainbow mural that's public displayed, right? So that, right? You can go on heartspacedesigns.com, and we have merch that says save our crosswalks. And it's like an old school woman, like we based it on 5 points. Almost like somebody described it as like oh my gosh, Wizard of Oz. Like she's holding like she has like a dress, and it's like it's super fun, has a rainbow on it, and so it's merch that we're selling through HeartSpace. But almost 100% of those proceeds go back to the Riverside Avondale Preservation, who funded those crosswalks. So that's our way as artists to give back to the organization that believed in us so much. So,
Right.
and it's also a way of like showing pride. Like, I didn't want this to happen. So now I have a sticker, or now I have a shirt or a bag. So there's a poster, a sticker, and a bag and a shirt. So 4 things. So that's merch. They range from $4 all the way up to like $25, super affordable. And that's your way to like show back, like, I support these crosswalks. And then it also goes back to the organization who funded them, right?
Money well spent.
Yeah,
So.
so all of that is ways you could give back. And then, email Ron DeSantis. Like, I know he probably won't see it, or he'll ignore it, but if we all flood his shit with our shit, like, he's giving us shit.
Right.
And
You just
so,
gotta have more assistance to read his mail, commit suicide.
Well,
I mean,
Ronnie comes. Ronnie, Ron DeSantis comes to Jacksonville all the time. I mean, it's
Yeah, he does. Well, he was born in Jackson, wasn't he?
his face.
no, he
This
wasn't
is
born here,
where
but
he
he.
wants to be.
I know. Well, he
Oh, wait.
was. Well, he was really good friends. He was really good friends with Lenny Curry, so he frequented when Curry was in
Oh,
office.
sorry. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, they were buddies. Yeah, I know. Curry's going to be back in the limelight soon. You watch. He's going to be back in politics. He's
No.
just taking a break. He's just taking a break.
No, he doesn't have the balls. Let me tell you, he doesn't. No, I'm serious.
Corey was a fuck up, and he knows he was a fuck up.
Of course he was.
Come on.
Of course he was.
And one of my sisters used to sleep with him. I'm embarrassed of that. Yeah.
Listen,
That was back in the old days.
I don't think he has, like, I mean, I know you're saying like he'll make a comeback. I don't think so. And I just don't think, I think he was under so much pressure, like at that time. I met him, like, and I just felt like he had so much pressure. Like, and he has kids and all this stuff. Like, people are thinking about that these days, right? Like, honestly, I'll be real with you. I've thought about going into politics. Like, I have, because I'm a voice, I'm an artist, I have all the, like, maybe things going for me. But I have small kids. Like, the threats and all of, like, the danger of that, like, it's not worth it for me right now.
And it's getting
in my older life when my kids,
and it's getting worse.
It's just not worth it for me.
The hostility is getting worse too.
Yes. It's not worth it,
Yeah. Well, I tell you, it's been a great conversation. Danielle, have you got any closing thoughts for us about HeartSpace Art, about what we're doing in Jacksonville, Northeast Florida, what we can do to help?
I mean, I just say, Jacksonville has always shown up and showed out. I mean, that's why we're Duval, like, that's why. That's why. And I'm a 4th generation native to this city. So
Yeah.
I love Jacksonville. The roots grow deep. They grow as deep as I know, you know? And all I have to say is, yeah, support your local businesses, support your, like, research, go out to Angie Nixon's cafe. What is that?
Oh,
Cafe
yeah.
Resistance.
Cafe Resistance.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
be present, support the things that you really love and that you enjoy about Jacksonville, because Jacksonville is blowing up. We're in a space where we need to really show up as the people who really care about this city. We have to show up in a way that's authentic and that's like true and genuine. So like that is my last message, is like really be who you are and show up in that way. And I mean, I love Jacksonville. Like let's all let's have a party.
Yeah. Yeah. How about you, Charles? You got anything to throw at us?
Yeah, my closing thoughts are what my friends in New York make fun of me for. They would go, "Hey, that's who I'm doing," and they go, "So you know Jacksonville?" And that meant it was me. So I bring up Jacksonville all the fucking goddamn cunting time. Yeah.
Oh, well, my closing thought is when you hear that garbage, just say nope. Just say nope.
Nope.
Nope. We're not gonna have any of that bullshit. That's right. Well, guys, it's been a
No,
pleasure
we're
having
not.
it's been a pleasure having you on here, Danielle, and you're always welcome back on.
Thank
We'll
you
see
so
you.
much. Like, thank you so
We'll see
much.
you
I'm very
guys.
grateful.
And that's a wrap on another edition of Wednesday Night Live. Big shout out to our guests and all of you kicking it with us tonight. If you had fun, don't forget to hit the subscribe and follow us on all the socials. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and wherever the hell else everybody is scrolling these days. Want to be a part of the next show? Keep an eye on our socials, our pages, and jump in the chat. Until next Wednesday, be kind, stay weird, and keep showing up. Peace.